Champions, champions. Is that good, Gary, or not?
Didn't mind them up, man.
I didn't think you could hear us there. Can you hear us?
Aye, I can hear you there now. Aye. Had a poor connection there. What's going on? Gift gaff.
Is it?
Aye.
Can you hear us or not?
Aye, I can hear you. Aye. Can you hear me?
Aye. Let's turn this off though, because I think. Right. What's that like? That better?
Eh?
Oh, nah.
What you doing?
I haven't actually done that.
No, I can hear you, all right.
Can
But
you?
before you were jumping all over and everything.
Aye, it's that OBS. And when I open OBS with this, it's crap.
Aye, everything was blurry and that.
Aye. So what? Let's talk about the FA Cup final, Gary.
United.
Yeah.
Eh?
You still on a high?
Oh, unbelievable.
It was.
Obviously, we went down there and there was how many of us thought we could day out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still just surreal. Like, we went down there and we're thinking, nah, like, you're not expecting to win it. Like, they're the much better team on paper, everything. We know if we turn up, we can beat them because it's like, it's a Manchester thing, isn't it? Like, we've seen it, we've done it all. Now we can beat them, but we have to turn up and be like 100% on the day.
Aye.
And the closer I got to the game, obviously, I met Ian Weatherspoons at King's Cross with a family, and we sat there. And then even your face, like, I've never seen you like that on the day, like, because that was probably one of the first times Eve went in on the tube from there with the fans, like what I've seen you anyway. And I could just tell on your face on that day. And I was looking at you and I was looking at Melvin and the kids and the atmosphere, like from Man United fans, it was just like something totally different. And from the minute I was on that tube, I just thought, we're winning the day. I don't know, and like Donna even said it like back to me after this and the kids, and they're like, I've seen out like that. Like it was just like surreal. And I knew from that minute, I just had that feeling that we were gonna win. How did you say it, Mally?
It was class because like you say there, I didn't normally get on the tube beforehand. I normally just jump on an Uber or something, you know what I mean? But I getting on that tube, we dominated the fans as far as the fans can. We absolutely dominated them. They were pegged doing quite a bit, and we got into the stadium, and I had a good feeling that I was gonna. Martin Gallen was trying to bet us $1,000, but he's a good friend of mine. You know what I mean? I didn't want to take his money off him. And honestly, I'm being deadly serious. I didn't want to take his money off him. I said, like, we're gonna win. There's no doubt about it. We're gonna win. I just had such a feeling. City thought they had no better day than to come into the game and
turn up.
But I judge United. If you'd asked us when we would qualified against Coventry, I would have said we're gonna get absolutely trounced. Like, we stand absolutely zero chance. But then the games came. It was Arsenal that were unlucky. Newcastle, who it could have been 4 or 5, well, each really, but you know, we still played well. And then obviously Brighton. So I thought we've got a few players coming back. If we can get Martinez in the central left back, he plays it out so well. He changes the complete dynamics of the whole team because he can break the line between the forward and the midfielder of the opposition. Like he can do that with one pass, and it proved, mate. Like he was absolutely unbelievable. I think everybody had a part to play. Gallen's coming straight in saying, "You weren't that confident, were you, Gallen? You must have missed just the beginning of the show." But I said, like, I could have took a grand off you, no problem at all, you know. Like, but because you're my mate, I wasn't gonna do that. I knew we were gonna beat City, and at half time it could have been 4-0, Gary. We mean he went into the what do you call it, half time, and I was like,
I
what?
walked in obviously because I came down to E, and it was like I think it was on like 43 minutes, and I came down to E. He obviously didn't. I could see you from where I was, and I come down, and I was like, get in, and I said, yeah, I was like, I can't believe it. I'll go in, I'll get word drinks. And then I went in, and there was like 2 or 3 United fans just sat like at the tables, and they just sat there. And I went, what the fuck has happened? And they were like, honestly, they were like, I cannot believe it. They were like, we've seen it in flashes, and you just knew they were going to turn up and do that. But it's so frustrating, like for Man United fans, and they were sat there that not like thinking like we can't play like that because now we can, but like you're just thinking like we've been here all season and you turn out crap after crap after crap, and then when it matters, you turn up and you can play. Like Rashford, like, and you're thinking he should never ever been starting that game. He shouldn't. Like poor Diallo sat on the bench, and you're just sitting looking going, what? So you just turn up and you play when you want in a cup final, but where are you the rest of the season? Like honestly, it's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating.
It is frustrating, but like a lot of injuries, you know, like have occurred through the season, and yes, they can do that, and I'm pleased they did it because we won the FA Cup final. But I think we've been massively hampered by some of the key playmakers being injured. You know, like we had Varane back, we had Martinez back. Amrabat went into the middle. He didn't have to play left back. Well, Sal played him at left back. He went in the middle, which allowed him and Manu either one to sit and the other one to like play through. I think he played it perfectly.
How many times have I said that to you that he should be given the chance to run a 10, 15 games and he would do that?
Yeah.
In his position where he plays.
I remember City scoring and Gallen texting us saying, "I squeaky bum time," and I honestly thought it's coming. It's coming because we cannot see a game out. But again, thanks to the team that we had out, they're a little bit different, a little bit more experienced. You know what I mean? In them kind of scenarios. Whereas, you know, if you've got some of the players that we have had playing out of position, they didn't know how to game out. But we did. 7 minutes injury time went up, and I thought, please.
But you know, when Haaland came on as well.
Yeah, Jesus.
Even when Haaland came on, like, and he pressed him doing under the ball, and you're thinking, you've got to score again. Like, if anything, we look like we were going to score the next goal. For me, like, we're like 4-on-1 at one point, and you're thinking, that one ball in there, and they're done for. I mean, even their goal, if you think about it, you know, everyone that I've spoke to, like neutral fans, and the tournament went, Man U were excellent. They were absolutely excellent. And again, it could have been more.
Aye.
And the whole tournament they turned up and thought it was a foregone conclusion. They were going to just win the game. All they had to do was turn up, and that was it. And we're totally turned it against the odds.
So obviously, with us winning that, Newcastle didn't get Europe. Chelsea, who were in the Europa League, have now been pushed down into the Conference League, and we've took the Europa League spot. So happy days. I think, you know, Newcastle might be a little bit peeved at that, but I think we've done them a favour in hindsight. Let's have a look at the comments. The East Stand. Hey, well done. You deserve the win. However, let's not forget Man City didn't turn up at all. At all. I think that's bullshit. I think Ten Hag played a masterclass. He totally filled the midfield and didn't allow their playmakers to play. Bernardo Silva didn't fancy it against Dalot. Just like you said, neither did Rashford. He didn't really fancy it neither. But
that whole left side
is their playmaker, isn't he?
That whole left side, I said that at half-time, didn't I? Says, I can see exactly how this game's panning out here. And I said to Melly, I went, look. And he went, what do you mean? I went, well, Delors, he's put him at left back here. And if you watch, every time Bernardo Silva gets the ball, he stood him up, he's tried him once, he cannot do it. And he knows he cannot, and Delors knows which way he's going every time. So he's standing up, and every time he's doing it, he's going back. But it was the same with Rashford. Rashford looked beat every time he went up against Kyle Walker. I think in the first half, there was a ball went through, and he was 2 or 3 yards in front of him. He moves his run in front of Kyle Walker, gets goal side of him. But it's a confidence thing.
Mentally, isn't it?
He just didn't. He always thinking that Kyle Walker's faster than him, even though Kyle Walker, when he comes in after the game, how highly he speaks of Rashford.
Right.
And he doesn't have to, because he can put him down if he wants, being like the other side of Manchester. And he doesn't, you can see he's like an England lad and he's trying to like big him up and he's like, nah, Rashford's class, like on his day, like he's world class. And, you know, like fair play to Kyle Walker for that. I think he's on his way out, obviously, as well. But
I think Doc coming on in the second half for them. He's a dangerous
poor goal.
him, like.
Poor goal to concede. That's
Poor
when
goal. But
it's because they moved, like, I don't know.
I mean, Wan-Bissaka did well with him, but he's a constant threat, him, like.
He is.
He's dangerous.
Constant threat. Wan-Bissaka done went, like you say.
Did.
But it was Garnacho that was pressing him on the edge of the box for that goal. And I only think the goalkeeper's got to save that, though.
He's got to save it.
He's got to save that.
And had we ended up getting beat, he would have gotten absolutely slaughtered for it. But because we won, he's been kind of let off with it. Gallen says, to be fair, you played well. Leanne says, Gary Rotten.
United.
You're not allowed to drink on the podcast, she says. I started off wanting City to win, but I was impressed with United, and I'm glad they beat them cheats, says Moldy. Martin Gallen, truthfully, where do you see you by end of next season if Ten Hag still there with the players you have? That's a $1 million question, isn't it, really? Because we've still got the players that we've got new. We're not going to progress. It doesn't matter if Ten Hag's the manager, if Potter's the manager, Southgate, whoever have got lined up. Keeping them same players, you're going to go nowhere. I can see a massive clear route coming in the summer. And personally, this is what I would do. I would bring quite a few kids up through, have a few buys, and I would let the kids play the Europa League, and then let the rest of them focus on domestic. You know, the main team. But I would definitely play the kids in the Europa League. Why not?
I think we need a good centre back.
Uh-huh.
We haven't been linked with the obvious ones, obviously, the kid from Nice, isn't it? Todibo. So he's, and there's another one, Euro. He's in France as well. They're the two that we've been linked with, and then that Brathwaite from Everton. But I think Everton, I don't know if people might correct us rightly, but I don't know if they've had the money pulled on like the team, like who was ever going to take over from them, 777 or something. Did you say out about that or not?
Nah.
So I don't know if they're going to be in desperate need for money, and obviously that Jared Braithwaite was going to be a top target, but go after 80 million. But if you can get him for like half the price sort of thing, then they're going to be
worth 80 million. Like, I'm about what you say.
No, but for 40 million, see, for a top English like centre, you would gamble on that.
But you're saying top English. How's he top English?
No, I mean like potentially.
He's potential. That's the main word there, is potential. And we need to get out of this like habit of paying stupid money for potential. You know, you look at Sancho, Anthony. The
40 million new though is not massive, is it? It's not.
40 million quid isn't massive.
Aye.
Real
Yeah.
Madrid's just getting Mbappe for free, man.
Aye. We're never going to get them.
Why?
We're just not.
Why though? Why can we not? Why can't we box clever? Why have we got to go out and spend 40 million on somebody that's just had a half decent season at Everton?
Because that Tosin that was good has just went to Chelsea on a free, hasn't he, from Fulham. And we missed doing that because we're mulling our manager.
He held talks with the Toon, and he loved what they had to say. And then Chelsea went in and offered 60 grand more, and he's went to Chelsea. So now Chelsea have got 8 centre backs. Just didn't understand the logic in that.
But they need to spend.
Professional player.
They need to sell them, don't they?
Chelsea.
They're gonna have to sell.
They're gonna have to sell, but as a player, Gary, right? You say you're a professional. Do you take the 100 grand off Newcastle with what they have got planned, and you're gonna play? Do you know what I mean? Or do you take the 160 grand off Chelsea and potentially be a bench warmer? It's pathetic. I didn't understand it.
We're linked with Chalobah, aren't we?
Who?
Chalobah from Chelsea as well.
I don't know.
The centre half. So I don't know. It's just obviously hearsay and it's names that's out there.
But the market doesn't open, does it? Till is it tomorrow or the day?
Well, no, they have done it probably in principle, so you can
When
sign
is the
them.
transfer market officially open? I'm sure it's a day now.
1st of July, isn't it?
Oh, it's July. Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
1st of July. But you can sign people in principle. Obviously, Mbappe is signed for Real Madrid, which everyone knew was going to happen.
Window will open on June the 14th. Clubs will only be able to complete domestic deals at this point, however. International deals and free transfers will then be able to go through from July the 1st. But from the 14th of June, you're able to do domestic deals.
Well, they're doing it anyway.
Aye.
You know what I mean? They're doing what they want anyway.
We're just not making it official.
Aye.
Gallon says, vape. You cannot vape, Leon, neither. Yes, that as well, Gallon. You're wearing a full tracksuit, Bonzi? Nah. And call me Dobie. Smelly Melly, hope you're well, matey, says the Toon Army. Hello, lads. Very, very dirty. Says Terry Haglerton. Have you got any money to spend due to FFP? We can spend at nearly what we want, can't we? But apparently they haven't got a lot of money to spend. We'll have to see.
But people's forgetting that part of Jim Ratcliffe's takeover that was an input. He had to deliver an extra 250 million pot
into the transfer
as part of the deal. Aye.
Moldy's confirmed what you said. 777 pulled out, and they need to sell. So, as does the Toon Army say the same. Everton need to sell in order to not get another points deduction. So they're gonna get absolutely raided, aren't they? By the sounds of it,
which is shocking, really.
It is. Aye.
It's
we
shocking.
got Gordon for 45 million. What a player he is. True.
He is. You would have took him all day long, wouldn't you?
Gordon.
Aye.
You know the best thing that happened to Gordon was that England under 21s. He went away, didn't he? And then he come back from there because he was having a hard time at the Toon. Toon fans were getting on his back. They love him new, but before that, they were getting on his back. They couldn't understand why he'd been bought. He come back from there, and he's been absolutely class.
Have you seen his England interview, though? And they're talking about like the best stadiums to play in and stuff like that. Like Liverpool straight away. He's gone there, I think.
Well, Liverpool?
I think he is.
What, so you think he's used the tool as like...
I think Salah will go. I think Salah will go. I think Salah will leave. I think Nunes may go because I don't know, like, unless the new manager fancies him. But then I think Gordon will go to Liverpool.
What do you think about that, Toon fans? I think that's a possibility. Bruno Guimaraes as well.
But
also looking likely to leave.
Since we're Man United, do you know who I think will get Man United this season?
Harry Kane.
I think Harry Kane's Gunnigan is the prime target. I think he wanted the gun last year. He couldn't because Levy wouldn't let him. I think he's going to come back, break the record in a Man United shirt, and I think Cole Palmer's going to get Man United
as well.
I think Alicia is the smoke screen, but Cole Palmer will get into Man United this season. Would you take that? If you can get rid of Sancho, Greenwood, and Anthony, and bring him in, you've got Ahmed as the one that can play either way anyway. You just give them that money up for him. They can.
That cause must be good, Gary, says Gallen. That cause must be good, says Gallen. Smiley says, Spurs.
Is this it?
Spurs dibs on Kane, though, says Smiley. Is that right?
Why not likely, man? Why is he getting him out there?
But is there something in that contract that says if they sell him, Spurs have got to get first opportunity? Surely not.
What, you think they're going to pay 80 million?
Aye. So they will get the opportunity to sign him, but they're going to have to pay the money.
Aye, and they're not. What the fuck?
Got it. Maybe one day, not anytime soon for Anthony Gordon. But Gallen says 100 million and they can have him. Smalley says City do what they want. And Terry Haglington says, if Tussin wants to go and be a bench warmer at Chelsea, then let him crack on. He can't sign for a Premier League club, apparently. It's in his contract.
Whose?
Kane.
Bollocks. There's no way he would have signed that. No chance.
Let's have a look, should we?
What, Harry Kane's contract?
Does Harry Kane have in his contract that he can't sign for a Premier League club? Nah, it's got no like that in.
Not a chance. This is from good sources, this man. In it, Valley.
You know what? I like when he went to Bayern Munich, I thought he's going to go in there to win the league. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened for him. But he's just looked and thought, well, my way out is to go into Germany. There's no way he's going to give that, the potential of being the all-time Premier League goal scorer up. Not a hope in hell. He was always going to come back. But...
Melly.
What?
First hand information, man. We know.
Isaac to the real United, says Smalley. I'll have him in a heartbeat, Gary. What a striker he is. No, he doesn't, as United are thinking about reopening talks with him, says Damien DJR. Like Google reveal his contract. No, but it would have it on there, wouldn't it? His contract will be open. Everybody knew because it's signed and sealed and delivered. So everybody will know what was in his contract, how much he's on, his bonuses, everything. It's got to be made, it's got to be made public, hasn't it? Aye. So, Google will tell you, Colin. But how? What an end to the season for Man United. To get back to Gallen's question before, mate, where does he think we'll be next year? Personally, I'm a little bit gutted that we got Europe in the end, but I wanted to win the FA Cup as well, so you've got to take it. But had we not been in Europe, I think with the right kind of signings, we could have done all right. People are on about Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out. Ten Hag 100% in for me. He's definitely the man for the job. He's, I think he's performed miracles with what he's got. And people say he's getting whoever he's wanted, blah, 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 blah. Yes, he did get a few of his signings. Yes, a couple of them have been absolutely poor. But, Mason Mount, for instance, Mason Mount's come in and he's been injured all year. I think give that bloke a good run.
You'd be a new signing?
Aye, you'd be a new signing. Be mint. What do you reckon about Ten Hag?
Well, you know how I felt. I thought it was on the fence and I thought he was making the wrong substitutions and stuff like that. But I do think, like, when it's come down to it, like in the big games against the big teams, he's absolutely nailed it on the head. Like, he's the only person, I think, in the league that's got a better record against Klopp, Pep, Arteta. Like, over the 2 seasons that he's been there, there's nobody outfoxed him out of the top managers that they're saying is the best managers in the league. He's beat them on all occasions, and he's the only manager that's done it. So, like, what does that tell you? With shit. Like, remember, Melly, this is like fans that's telling me that this is the worst Man United team in like last 30 years.
Yeah.
But he's the only manager that's managed to beat them on occasions.
Yeah.
So make of that what you want.
Exactly. We knew that we could beat City because we've beat them.
We did. And we were the only ones I thought we could.
Aye. I mean, even the it's an FA Cup final. It's Manchester United. No matter which way you look at it, it's Manchester United. And they're 13-2 to win the game. To win a game in an FA Cup final against your Derby. If you cannot put it on for one game for 90 minutes, then you cannot date it out. 13-2 is a huge.
You know what it is, Bobby?
What against Arsenal do it? I've never had no like it.
We were at the Arsenal game as well, though. We should have beat Arsenal. We should have, like, with a little bit more aggression, we would have beat them neighbour that all. If we had showed the same aggression as what we did against City. Against City, like, within the first 5-10 minutes, I thought we were going to win. I thought we'd won the game. Like, that's...
You're not the mini with Man United. You're not in the first 5-10 minutes. What kind of game you're going to get?
You're just not. And the press, like, they let them have it in their half, but then when they come to the halfway line, we're just like, boom, boom, boom. And I just knew we were going to beat them. Aye. I thought, And we did. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still on
it. 10 grand to be there. That's how good it was, wasn't it?
Oh,
if somebody said to you beforehand, this is how it's gonna go the night before, but I need 10 grand for the ticket, you would have found 10 grand from somewhere and paid it, wouldn't you?
I would have come to see Mally Barnes. I would have come to see Mally Barnes and say, Mally, can I take?
Same Katie United, he's a jinx for all his clubs. Out of the things I just think he's been unlucky, hasn't he? He's going to be the greatest player never to win the Premier League, to be fair, I think. Who do you think will get in defence next? Yes, Smiley. Got to get another couple of centre-backs. I think we do, but I think if we keep Harry Maguire and Martinez, we've got that winning Todibo, I
think Todibo from Nice, because that's an easy deal, because obviously the alliance between the two clubs, I think that one's nailed on. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Jim Ratcliffe owns Nice, doesn't he?
Somebody was saying about that, there's complications. Because
it's come out the night that Man City and Man United and both Girona and Nice can all play in the same competitions.
You know what? That's naughty, that, though. That's wrong, that.
It's naughty, but we'd beat them anyway, wouldn't we?
We would, but it's naughty. It shouldn't be allowed.
They've obviously got different ownership names and stuff like that, and Man City's not going to let Girona beat them, are they?
No.
And Man U's not going to let Nice beat them. Like, it's just not going to happen.
No.
So that's squashed.
But it comes down to it, right? And he's owner of both clubs and they meet each other, right? And Nice are struggling. And Jim owns them both. And a win for Nice will propel them.
I think they'll make sure they cannot be in the same groups. No, I think they'll make sure they cannot be in the same groups, and then they'll make sure they cannot be in the same, and just hope that it doesn't, like...
They should just have it where you can only own one club. Simple as that.
But Man City on 10.
And that's wrong. I think now your cup winners, you're better than the tune. Ten Hag in, baby. Says Fazza. Let's be fair, though. No one give you a hope in the cup final. Good days are back, I reckon. Give the bloke time. It's similar to Tony at our 40s. Gary, you tell Ferry that you've signed for a different our 40s or not?
No, it was a one-off game. I got injured after 15 minutes anyway. Inez.
Yeah, I heard you signed. Pretty signed. What do you think's more important this season, a striker or a centre-back?
Both.
Aye.
Need both.
There's no less important as that would need both a striker and a centre back or two. Got to be
we've
fair.
released 3, haven't we? Have we not
Aye.
released 3?
Yeah. Got to
So
be
you've got
fair
to
market
replace them.
value if you sign Tobito from Nice. Is that right?
What's got to be what?
Fair market value.
Aye, but like you get them for like 20, 30 million. Like that's fine.
Aye. Yeah, well, that's why you shouldn't be looking on 2 clubs, because you could just be like taking the piss, really. Talk me through it, guys. You'll private message you, right, Ferry? But he's definitely signed. Please sign. Alan Smith, love this Man U channel. One of the biggest Man U channels they have ever been free watching. That's on YouTube, mate, man. We're on the mall. We're on the mall. We've got 47 on here. We're hitting what? 1,000 at a time or something. Alan, get yourself away back to what you call it. Put your passport away, man, you nutter.
Is that Alan Smith that used to play for Man U?
Maybe. Bring Elise, Tobito, Frimpong, Kuna, and Watkins in. See us, Damien.
Like, Frimpong, obviously he was at City, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
As a young and he got released. That he's went to Bayer Leverkusen, obviously won the league, unbeaten, and apparently he wants to come. He's got he's Dutch, but he's got a full-on Manc accent.
Is he?
But he does not want to go back to City. He wants to come back, but he wants to go to United. And I think he's got a 35 million release clause right back. Unreal though.
Mint.
Pep will leave there next season, and they'll be fucked.
You wanted them to win, didn't you, that final, just to go unbeaten all season?
Right.
I was gutted for them, mate. Is this a Man United only podcast, says Martin Gallen? Well, it is, isn't it? Because it's the final, isn't it? It's the FA Cup final. And he reckons, the East End reckons we're not going to get Tobito for less than 50 million.
Bollocks.
He's got a 35 million release clause.
There you go. I will give
35 million, isn't it?
There you go, mate.
Right, listen, let's try these ads on quickly. I missed them last week. People are paying for them.
I will talk about England and
we'll quickly talk about the Champions League, and then we'll get into England. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Talking Turf podcast with Millie and Gary. Get another crack with the lads. You can advertise on here too. Just give her a message. The adverts you're about to see now, all the guys are supporting the podcast. And with that, in return, we support you. We hit on average between 5,000 to 10,000, I would say, per month, people locally. So, yeah, if you want to get on here, just give us a message. You can get us on Facebook. Most people's got my number, or you know where to find us. Belly's Carpets and Beds, 63 Station Road in Ashington. There's free measures available daily. You can call us on 01670 632216 or find us on Facebook. Melly's Carpets and Beds, laying our reputation one recommendation at a time. GB Glazing and Joinery Limited, based in Ashington, Northumberland, but covering the whole of the Northeast. They're a CERTAS-approved company who also specialise in windows, doors, conservatories, warm roofs, roofline cladding, repairs broken glass, internal doors, flooring, kitchens, and garage conversions. You can call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777. Muzz Cuts Barbers down in Newbiggin on Front Street, straight opposite the Chisholm Bookmakers. Call Muzz on 07519 077 87. Or you can also book an appointment on the Booksy app. They're on Facebook and also on Instagram. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Services, who specialize in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping, and thermal installation systems. You can email their query to martin.gallen@a1firestop.co.uk or call during working hours on 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high-quality homes for the local community and the whole of Northumberland, and whose company values are transparency, trust, and loyalty. You can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com, or call during working hours on 07985 203 094. And last but not least, we have Mates Rates Pro Cleaning, a professional internal and external cleaning company, both residential and company and commercial. You can see here that they'll do driveways, roof cleaning, patio, decking, gutters, solar panels, a one-off spring clean, or even just the end of a tenancy. Get in touch with Nick now on 07423 33496, or find them on all social media platforms. Welcome back. The East Stand is saying no, Frimpong has the release clause, not Tobido. And England's best 11, Josh Robson. Let's get to that in a minute. Last night, Champions League, obviously Dortmund 2, Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 2. Dortmund are lucky in the end. I wanted Dortmund to win because that was a win for football. They were like the massive underdogs just to qualify from the group stage. Never mind get to the final. But the only reason I didn't want them to win in the end, right, was for Jadon Sancho. Because he's there. You know, like I didn't want him to do what he's done and then go there and win the Champions League. It's sickened, is it? The thought of it.
I bet Eric Ten Hag was out of the moon.
Oh, out of the moon. But
he was shite.
I mean, the last manager to beat them in the Champions League final was obviously Ferguson. What, Aberdeen 40 years ago, Gary. Dortmund had a good first half. Should have been ahead. Would have been a different game probably. And then
so many chances.
They
had so many chances, like in the first half.
Aye.
You're running 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and he's trying to like run them like. I just knew at half time. I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, Real Madrid will not be this bad.
No.
In the second half.
Did you hear what they said? Like, did you hear what Callett was saying? Mourinho. They're prepared to look bad to win a game. A game. Like, if you think, oh, they're off the pace or this, that, and the t'other, it's all in the game plan. Because then in the end, they've got them strikers, the lethal front 3-4. That'll change the game in a minute. And they've done it time and time again. They shouldn't even have missed the final Real Madrid.
If Vinicius Junior doesn't get the Ballon d'Or this year,
who else is going to win it? Who else is going to win it? There's nobody else can win it.
The bloke has single-handedly won Real Madrid the Champions League against last night against City in both games. I mean, he literally pulled his team from Udinese against Man City, who's arguably the best team in Europe. And he ripped them a new asshole, didn't he? Like, unbelievable.
Let's just run through it, right? From the quarterfinal, from the last 16, say. So Real Madrid had to go to RB Leipzig. They won the first leg 1-0, drew the second leg 1-1. PSV against Dortmund, they drew the first leg. Dortmund went on the second leg and won 2-0. In the quarterfinals, Dortmund had to go to Madrid, Atletico Madrid, where they got beaten the first leg 2-1, but then brought it back and won 4-2 in the second leg. Real Madrid, obviously Man City, 3 each the first game, and then they nicked it 2-1 at City. On to the semi-finals, Dortmund against PSG. Dortmund's won 1-0 both legs. Bayern and Real Madrid. Bayern 2, Real Madrid 2. And then Real Madrid again, nicking it again, 2-1. And then in the final, it was nip and tuck until the 70th minute or so when Carvajal scored and then finish off by Vinny Jr. once Dortmund had to change their strategy and start going for the game. So you could say Real Madrid have, they've literally scraped through the qualifying runs there to win it. But that's what they do best, isn't it?
I think they were saying last night, I'm sure, like, they're the first team to win the competition and not lose a game.
Uh-huh.
Like, they've literally never lost a game in the whole competition. But like you said there, what the day is they'll get themselves into the game.
Mm-hmm.
and they'll feel it, and then they might concede a goal, and then they'll stay in it. They'll get tighter, they'll drop. And then the second half, they just tire teams doing. And I've said to Eden, I said to you against Real Madrid will win the Champions League against because they'll tire them too, and then they just
Release.
know how to win.
Aye.
They just know how to win. This is against City, wasn't it? When we were talking, and I says again, they just know how to beat them.
Aye.
They'll let you think you're winning, and then they'll smother you, and then boom, at the end they just hit you. And they did it with City last season or the season before as well. And it went in extra time, and then Pep made 2 or 3 changes. He took De Bruyne, Aguero, and someone else off, and then boom. Vinicius Junior comes on, someone else scores, Rodrigo scores, and then all of a sudden, like Real Madrid's at the final and City's out.
Mm-hmm.
At City again, and you're thinking lightning struck twice, but they just keep doing it. They know how to win. Like, it's no complacency, is it? Like, he's fucked up twice against them, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Ancelotti, though, like, he's managing Everton. Do you know what I mean? He just, how many Champions League is that he's won now?
5.
5 Champions Leagues. Unbelievable. And there, Josh is saying here, they'll be untouchable with Mbappe and Bellingham. It's world class, but he's not a false 9. Mbappe again there as well. And they've also
I think he causes an issue rather than a plus.
I do, but still,
that's my opinion.
You would think that, but it's what he's always wanted. He's not going to have the power that he had at PSG. You know, like he was basically picking the team at PSG. He's not going to have that there. He's gone from being like a fantastic player in a team to just being a normal player because they're all good players. You know what I mean? They're all of the same kind of stamp.
Is he going to accept that though? Like if he says like, I want to play
already, he signed the contract and he already knows that.
No, but if he says like, I want to play off the left.
Aye.
Vinicius Junior does that like the best in the world.
Yeah.
That's
not going to be allowed, is it? And this would have all.
And did you hear what Ancelotti said at the end of the game last night?
Yeah.
He turned on Egans. Now it is Egans. You would think Egans got all these superstars in this dressing room. Egans. Honestly, this has been the easiest group of players in my whole career that I've ever had to manage. He says they just accept the principles and they get on with it. Again, didn't have no challenges, no notes, just the easiest group of players that I've ever had in my life. And then you're thinking, then you've got Kroos gone out, you've got Modric gone out. Like, how do you replace them?
Nah. I'm pleased Kroos got like an assist. You know, like, you see what Bellingham did when I want to put like a fake on his head. What a player he's been, though. What a player. Unreal.
And now it is, that was David Moyes' first signing. And it was that Woodward. And he tried to tamper with the contract, and that's why he ended up going to Real Madrid. He was signed for Man United.
It's all what ifs. Damien's come back in. He's saying Braithwaite's top of our list, but Tabido is a cheaper option. Do you think City are guilty of all 115 charges that's being looked into?
Yeah. Some of them for the grass length and stuff, man. It's pathetic.
Aye.
Like 80 of them, it's like little stupid things, grass length here and this, that, like shite, like training ground facilities. And there's only a handful that's worth like even pursuing, man.
Right, let's have a look at this then. 2 seconds. Right, well done, Real Madrid. I don't think it was ever in doubt. But we are now going to move on. We'll go back to Josh Robson. And he says England's best 11. Gary, let's just quickly tell you the group, if I'm right. Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England in Group C.
Yes. What do you want, my best 11?
England's best 11.
What I would pick?
Aye. Your Gareth Southgate. Who starts your opening game?
So I think in goal, you've probably got to go with Pickford. I don't think it's probably a toss-up between him and Ramsdale. Trafford's not going to be there, so he's going to get eliminated from the squad, you would think. So again, Pickford in goal. I think Kyle Walker right back. John Stones in the centre alongside Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw will not be fit, so probably Chilwell. Middle of the park, Declan Rice sitting as a DM. I would go Manu and Bellingham. Right would be Saka. Kane through the middle, Foden off the left.
That's your starting 11.
Yep.
For the first game.
Yep.
I don't think I would have gone a lot different, really, to be fair. I would have gone Jordan.
Just think, general form, I think they're the best players. Like playing, so I would just play. That's it.
I'm going to go for Pickford and Nets. John Stones and Harry Maguire in the middle. I'd play Kyle Walker at right back and probably Trippier at left back. Midfield, you're a Rice and Manu. One like similar to what United do. What United did with him and Amrabat. And then I would have Bellingham, Saka, and it's tough, like. Nah, in fact, I would have Bellingham, Palmer, and Foden, and then obviously Harry Kane up front.
So you would
tell you what it is, though. How? Let's flick through this squad, right?
Would you leave Saka out then?
Aye.
Would you?
Why, aye. He's good to bring on, though, isn't he? You know, if you've got them lot, that's an attacking, athletic team that I've put out there.
That is.
If you hammer a team, right, and still after 55, 60 minutes, you're not getting any kind of, like, success. Then you bring Bukayo Saka on, you put Tony up front, you put Anthony Gordon on the other wing, you know, and then you maybe bring in Trent Alexander-Arnold and, you know, like, and just re-energize that midfield. You're replacing four just as good. Like,
no, but you could, that's what I'm saying, but you could start Saka and you could bring Palmer on, it would be the same impact, wouldn't it?
I see him. But for me,
no.
Nah, but for me, this, you know, Saka has scored a lot of goals. He has done all right. But it's Cole Palmer for me. He's gone to a new team, right? That's full of superstars, right? Saka's been in this Arsenal team for years. You know, like he could turn up in his pajamas and he would know where he's going to play. He would know who's going to pass it to him at what point. Cole Palmer's gone into a new Chelsea team full of superstars and he's had to adapt to their style of play. The manager didn't even know what style of play they had. And so he's took that, right? And he's had the season of his life. He is absolutely outstanding player for me.
Saka delivers for England, though, doesn't he?
Well, apart from penalties.
How come on. No,
well, listen, right, you've got Henderson, Pickford, Ramsdale, and Trafford as keepers. You've got Jared Brandthwaite, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Gui, Konza, Maguire, Kwanzaa, Shaw, Stones, Trippier, Walker for defenders. You got Trent, Jude, Conor Gallagher, Curtis Jones. He'll end up getting dropped. Kobe Manu, Declan Rice, Adam Wharton, and then up front, Jared Bowen, Eze, Foden, Gordon, Grealish, Kane, Madison, Palmer, Saka, Tony, Watkins. Gary,
did you have Manu on yours?
I had Manu and Rice, but then I had two with three in front, and then Kane.
Would you definitely play a Manu?
100 million%.
You've got to play Henny.
100 million%. He's coming to the worst Manchester United team that's been for the last decade. And it didn't matter who will play. I mean, his debut was against Galatasaray away. Like, and he looked like he'd been playing for 10 years. And then everybody's thinking, oh, that was just chance. It was luck. But then he went to Liverpool away the week after, did the same again. And then Everton, like he was game after game, he was just.
And then the cup final. And then the cup final, he's just absolutely rinsed De Bruyne and Rodri, the likes of them. You can't not blame
England, right? He got 20 minutes for England. And he could have been voted man of the match in that 20 minutes, and everybody's seen that. So the next game, he starts, and rightfully so. You can't drop him. You play him with Rice. He's a totally different player again, mate. He's been having to play again, like alongside Amrabat or McTominay or, like an aging Casemiro. Put him with Declan Rice, who also runs and runs and runs. And you'll see, honestly, that's the only thing stopping England from being Euro champions is Gareth Southgate. And it's as simple as that.
No,
you look at that squad list. You look at that squad list and you think, wow, there isn't a better squad. There isn't a better squad. I mean, worldwide, never mind Euro-wide, worldwide, that is the most attacking team I've ever seen in my life. And if they do what he normally does and gets a goal and then sits back and defends it, honestly, it's
he should be put on the cross. Stoned.
Take him straight to Saudi Arabia and tell him he's pinched stomach. He's mortal and he's pinched stomach. Honestly, he is.
He sinned.
Gary, any other manager, and we're Euro and World Cup champions. I'm not part of anybody says. We are.
No, you should win with that squad.
You should. When is the first game? Hey?
Or at least get to the final.
Euro 2024. The opening game is on Friday, the 14th of June at 8 o'clock, where the Germans take on the Scottish. And then we've got Hungary v Switzerland on the Saturday, and Spain and Croatia later that day. And then later that day again, you've got Italy and Albania. Jesus, the wives is going to be going mad. They're going to be thinking, the football's just finished and there's 3 games on a day. Why got to work?
Then?
Oh, I'm so busy.
I'm going to Florida, it's all right.
On the Sunday, Poland, Netherlands, Slovenia, Denmark, and then the opening England fixture, Sunday, the 16th of June. Put it in your calendar now, 8 o'clock, Serbia against England. How are Lions? How are?
Really?
Who are you going to go for Golden Boot in the Euros?
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, I'll go with you. Who do you think will be player of the tournament? Kobe Mainoo.
Aye.
I'm going Kobe Mainoo.
I think Jude Bellingham.
Aye, I was going to say Jude or Kobe. It's going to be an England player because we're going to win it. There's nothing can stop it. Not even Gareth Southgate. Can it? Surely.
I was going to say Jadon Sancho, but he's not gone. How can he be in the Champions League final but not in an England squad?
Because of shit.
No, I know that's something. Like, what's the
game against PSG?
Anna, but what's the physics behind that?
Anna, unbelievable, isn't it?
Like the game must be sitting there, Dan. I'm in the Champions League final, but I'm not in the England squad.
Aye. You'd want to be in this England squad. I'm telling you now, everybody, Rashford must be absolutely kicking himself because we are going to win the Euros and they're not going to be a part of it. So can you imagine when you're 50 or 60 and your grandkids are sitting, oh, you're a professional footballer. So you must have played with England, like when they won the Euros. No, it wasn't.
Couldn't be asked. I had to drop off and I couldn't be asked.
Aye? You know what I mean? Where?
Aye. I had a lazy season.
Aye.
Fuck off.
Absolutely bonkers. I was just gonna put this on, but you know what? I'll not be putting this one on for a while. Our predictions for this weekend's games, but we can't do the Euros. So from now till the Euros, We can talk about any kind of potential transfers that's happening, Gary. And then the week before the Euros, we can get into it, and we'll do some Euro specials. We'll come on and do some Euro specials.
We should do
Just
a
quickly-
tournament thing, raise money for the kids or something.
Aye, if we can. Has anybody come back on the ear
What about?
about coming on to this?
What
Doing
for?
the Euro special.
Who do you want us to get?
Well, just anybody you can. We'll just, like any of the listeners want to do it. We'll just say like $5 a heat or something, and we'll donate it to a charity or something. But listen, I just want to show Alan Smith this because he's really pissed us off. I mean, it's down 30% on the last few days, on the last 28 days. But can you see that or not?
What's he saying, Mike?
Seeing there's only free watching. Look, 131,000 in the last 21 days. That's an impressions, and the reach has been 53,226. Nearly 10,000 people have engaged with it.
Oh, it didn't rise to it, Melly. Just let him get on with it. If he doesn't want to be on, didn't come on, you know what I mean?
Come on, yeah, but if he's staying, then like, share, comment, get out there. It does help, and we appreciate it. Any businesses want to come on and advertise, get in touch with us. I'll put you on the end of the advertisements. And
apart from Alan Smith, he can sling his hook.
Aye, Alan Smith can.
Go on, Alan. Bye.
See you, Alan.
Alan.